Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic Gathering Online League. We're back with Basking Broodscale on the play for Game 1. With some slight adjustments to the list, we've trimmed on Sephiroth down to 3, and we've added a underground mortuary? What's it called? Yeah, underground mortuary. Verge, Thoughtseize. I'm getting flashbacks to Pioneer, where like every turn one was Thoughtseize, and I'm getting tired of it real quick, not gonna lie. Well, they're gonna take Fleshraker because I don't think they'll be taking Ballista. Yep, I will fetch Wooded Foothills for Underground Mort. Ancient Stirrings on top sounds good. Temp for Fleshrake and pass. And pass. Alright. So imagine I'm playing against Blink here, so we have to play around that. I'd argue it's probably one of the deck's worst matchups by and large. Marsh Flats. And with it rising in popularity too, I wonder if that is a bit of a... puts a bit of a damper on Broodscale in general. Relic. So it looks like it's Ketra version then. Draw. Halfling. Let's start off with Stirrings. See what we find. Another Fleshrake. We could go Saga. Saga's interesting. I'll go Saga. I was thinking about going Halfling, but I think Saga's right here, because we draw into a Broodscale, we can actually go off. We can also make a Construct next turn. Relic target me. I'll take the Wooded Foothills, as it's easier to put lands into yard. Really, that's it? That's suspect. K-Command. K-Command's good. I have an X equals 2 for the Felia, so I think I'll play the Delighted Halfling and hold. Okay. Because, yeah, at this point, we're looking specifically for Broodscale. Shadowy Backstreet. 4 in hand. No Felia. Oh, there's the Felia. In that case, Scrydraw, Exile. And done. Felia down. Bottom Halfling, top Stirring, so we can dig a bit deeper, pass in full. Thinking, see, I'd love to grab Vexing Bobble off the Saga, but we're gonna have to go for the Blade most likely. Overlord of the Bailmerk, yep. There's Ketra, picks up Ketra. Can't play Ketra this turn though. So this is Ketra, and looks like blue for Consign. Another Relic. Relic target me. I will go for Flesh. Relic target me. No relic target me. Instead, hold. Okay. Oh, there it is. Stirrings. This way we have Delirium after Saga triggers. Oh, there's Broodscale. I mean, we know they have Ketra. Comes down to whether or not they have a Solitude. Blade. Broodscale. Attempt to equip. adapt. Always yes. Always yield. I'd have to pitch the Ketra to a Solitude in order to make that work. Son of a... Yeah. Unfortunate is what that is. Wait. They did it backwards. Triggers. Always yield. Sorry, friend. I have Ballista. Yep, always good to remember how the stack works. First in, last out. So we go up to, let's see, 17's 34. Not to mention, basically, I'll have a million life, more or less. I say I do this a million times, I gain a million life. I also Ballista, hit you for a million. Yeah, that's GG's. Alright, win for game one. Definitely off the back of a mistake there. We had the stirrings to try and recoup after, but that definitely could have gone better for them. We'll take the win though, regardless. So let's see. We want Deluge, Dismember, Wasescape. Move from side. So 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. I think that's correct. Let's check the sideboard guide. For Golgari Broodscale. Blink. Yes, we do cut Sephiroth in full. I think the Deluge is just better by comparison. The Deluge and Dismember. And we cut the Rumble. We cut that. We don't want Soul Guide. We do want Vexing Bauble. Yeah, I think this is good. We could argue Thief of Existence, but not 100% certain sold on that. I think the main thing Thief would hit here would be the Relic of Progenitus, which is relevant, to be fair. Bundle of access to consign in game 2. There's Traverse. No green, though, is the problem. Remind me how many green we have access to. For Eldrazi, we have 13. For non-Eldrazi, we have 11. 2 draws off top. Any land will get me to Ballista for a green source. I'll keep. We'll pass. No Thoughtseize on 1. Glaring Fleshrake. E-Temp. Springleaf. Pass. Alright, any land will do. I guess other than an Underground Mortuary. Admittedly. Don't give me that land. Any other land will do, though. And pass. Watery Grave Shock. 17 for a frog. Eats a frog. Draw. Saga. Saga trigger. Okay, we're looking good here. Is a Fleshrake. So we just need to get rid of all of their interaction. We have Broodscale into either Ballista or even Emrakul. Green, tap, and pass. And pass. The question is, do we snap block the frog or not? I'm gonna need 3 mana at the very least. 1, 2, 3. I mean, we have the mana, I suppose. Frog attacks. I will snap block. Pump the frog. Pitch a land. Paying cost for Thoughtseize. Takes the Broodscale, but we do have the Traverse, which is really important here because Saga will act as 2 types in Yard. And if needed, we can pitch the Ballista. So we do have some outs here. Because we can't Ballista them to death, or Fleshraker them to death, then we can instead go for the Emrakul. I'm thinking really hard on this one. I feel like it shouldn't be a difficult choice, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm thinking next turn that I Ballista. Takes the Emrakul. Interesting. Land 3 in hand. Fetch Marsh Flats. For what? Shadowy Backstreet. Keeps it on top, paying cost for Fatal Push. A bit annoying, but fine. Ancient Stirrings. Saga Trigger. Ballista. Done. This would allow them to draw a card if I tap for Stirrings, though, is the only problem. I think that's fine. Tap for green. Ancient Stirrings. Vexing Bauble Blade. Oh, that is intriguing. There's also Glaring Fleshrake and K Command. I mean, Vexing Bauble would stop them from having Solitude. 1, 2, 3. The only problem here is I don't have a payoff. So the K command's tempting as it would get me my payoff. Yeah, let's go the K command. And we'll pass. I'll hold. 3 in hand, about to be 4. Combat. Swing for 2. Down to 18, draws a card. Up to 4. 3 lands, 4 cards in hand. I mean, we obviously want to see them tap out. Paying cost. Sheoldred's Edict. Pingyoof Ballista. Three types in Yard, about to be 5. Relic. Relic target me. Yep. We'll eat the halfling. Alright, so land off top would be good. Blade. Interesting. Float. Vaccine Bobble. K command X equals 1. I have too much of a choice here. Done. Saga. On top. Trigger. Cast Blade. Do we hold the traverse is the question. I mean, we could traverse 1, 2, 3. Trigger. We don't have access to double green though. So yes, it's best for us to play the traverse now. We'll go Glaring Flesh Rake. And at that point, I will pass. And hold. 3 in hand. So now we have the combo, we have the payoff. The question is whether or not they have interaction. They can't Solitude because of Bobble. So they need specifically push Edict. I guess Consign would work given Watery Grave if it remains up. We'll take 2 down to 16. Trigger, draw up to 4 in hand, all unknown. I'd love to see that blue tap here. Otherwise, you might just end up making constructs. Relic target me, exile Emrakul. And passing. Okay, so we can't cast the Broodscale, I don't think. Wooded Foothills. Now I could play the Flesh Rake. That's a thought. Is it though? And I think I want to be able to make a construct. 1, 2, 3. Still give me 1, 2 Saga. Yeah. Flesh Rake. Do you have a Consign? No Consign. We'll pass at this point. Opponent's thinking 4 cards in hand, paying cost. What are you thinking here, opponent? You can't fatal push the Flesh Rake. Could always Shielded's Edict again. Can't Solitude. Could be a Bowmaster, could be a Felia, of course. Bowmaster would probably be the most annoying out of the two, but also wouldn't be the end of the world. Opponent's thinking hard here. Yeah, that are hardly thinking. I guess the other option is they could always crack Relic and draw a card. Ping cost. There's Felia. Felia's fine. We'll pass. You have an Overlord, the Baelmerk. Relic target me. I will sacrifice a Traverse. Might be worried about Emrakul, even though we don't have another one. Attacks, attacks, trigger targets. Targets Relic. Fetch Wooded Foothills for an Overgrown Tomb. Always want to go non-basic here. Triggers on the stack. Always yield. Saga, make a construct. Tis a 4/4. Float Frog. And that's fine. Triggers. Push. If a permanent left the battlefield under your control. I don't think a permanent's left their control yet, right? Yep. They need to wait for Felia's trigger to resolve. Now that would have worked, because Revolt would have been activated. Or after I hit the Felia. They also could have pushed the Construct. Another option. Mistakes were indeed made. Three in hand, about to be 4. We'll block the Felia unless they have interaction. They've also tapped blue, which does limit their potential pathways. Go to block. Block Felia. At this point, we pass in full. Nothing more to be done. Paying cost. That's a desperate move and not a good one at that. If you're going to do that, A, do that before I block. B, you better have another push. But you've already used 3. I don't foresee a way for you to interact meaningfully with my board state now. I'll see if they had hit the Flesh Rake, it might be a different story. Relic target me. I'll get the Wooded Foothills. Draw. Trigger float. Blade of the Blood Chief. Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. Triggers. ETB, trigger. equip. Do you have the 4th push? If you don't have the 4th push, you lose. Prismatic Ending, March. Huh. Yeah, March will do it. We'll adapt. Always yes. Always yield. March will do the trick. No equip. Equip the Flesh Rake. I could equip the Flesh Rake, bring it up to 3, bring it up to 5, push them down to 4. But then Felly will just blink Flesh Rake shrinking. Not sure about that. What did you pitch to this again? Prismatic Ending? Go to combat then. And I suppose we'll pass at this point. That was unfortunate. I was not expecting a march. Ton of interaction there. Jesus. 3 pushes, an edict, and a march. Prismatic Ending. What else was in here? I mean, that's it, but still. Criminy. I mean, we're pretty close to just winning here. Right now we're looking at 8 damage, down to 3. But they need to be careful. I'm half tempted to crack the bauble, but as long as they have 2 cards in hand, I need to be worried about a Solitude's the problem. Relic target me. Flesh Rake. Float the Frog. Felly attack. Targeting what? Targeting Relic. Why do you keep on flipping the Relic of all things? Go to blocks. Block the Felia. Triggers. Down to 6. A theoretical 3. Theoretical 2. Theoretical 1? Yeah, I think so. Ketramos. Ketramos is online, unfortunately. 1 card in hand. Very tempted to crack the bauble to draw a card. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It might be able to wait a turn. Trigger Felia, return Relic. Target me. Exile the Urza Saga. Trigger Ketra. Now I don't want to crack bauble because now they have 2 cards. Draw. Perfect. K command. Ramp and exile. And done. Paying cost for consign. Rip. One card in hand. I'll pop the Vexing Bauble. Triggers. Looking for Dismember. Landwar Waste is not it, unfortunately. In that case, play the Waste. Equip Second Blade the Flesh Rake. And I'll pass. I can't attack. And we'll hold. 2 in hand. They can float the frog. We can block the Ketra for what it's worth. But Feli's gonna flicker the Flesh Rakes. I guess not, actually. Prismatic Ending, even worse. Flesh Rake down. Ketra trigger down to 3. And that is lethal damage on board? Yes, that is lethal damage. Because Feli will flicker the spawn, and that will be 10. Alright. That consign got me. And that gate command had resolved, we were in the clear. Alright, let's move the sideboard. I will cut the gemstone. And we'll bring in what? Ballista? I guess a Sephiroth. Sephiroth is an option. And let's do that. Bring in a Sephiroth and run it back. Just another card for opponent to have to deal with. And it can get pretty beefy too. I mean, yeah, we're looking for a payoff at that point. You could go turn 1 Blade. Turn 2 Broodscale. And then we just need the payoff. Hope they don't have Thoughtseize on 1. Even more reason to play the Blade on 1, rather than the Stirrings, I suppose. Opponent's thinking. What else would we want off top, I guess is a good question. We need a land. We need a land so we can equip and then adapt. So at some point, we'll need that. At least in the next 3 turns. Blade of the Bloodchief. Pass. That way it can't be Thoughtseized or consigned. Cavern Souls will protect the Basking Broodcale from getting consigned. Fledged Strand, Passing, Draw, Toxic Deluge. Not a land, but I do like it. Name Eldrazi. Cast, Broodscale, pass. Alright, what say you, opponent? Could have push. Strand fetch. We have the backup Broodscale, and clearly they don't have the Thoughtseize. So it's fine if this gets hit. Tapped. No black source. That's interesting to me. I do still need a land, however. I'm also surprised they didn't go Surveil there. Maybe they don't have a meticulous archive? And that'd be my only thought. Excuse me. If we don't find a land, what are we going to do is the question. I guess we could just Stirrings to try and find one. Really? Plays nothing. There's Halfling. Well, we don't have what we need to go off. So, Ancient Stirrings. Paying cost, push, fine. Triggers, always yield. Saga. Saga, K command, besiege you, underground mort. Saga. Saga trigger. Alright, let's try again, see if you have more interaction. Pass. Okay, no interaction there. At least not instant speed. Could always have more pushes. Witch Blessed Meadow. Okay. They bolted. Why? White Orchid Phantom hits Saga? Yes. They're holding up black. Feels like a push then. Draw. Do I find a payoff? I do find a payoff. Alright, let's go for it. Equip. Do you have Solitude or Push? There's the push. I will adapt. Always yes. Always yield. I should probably wait until I go to adapt, to be fair. Push, trigger, and pass. And pass. 5 cards in hand. So we're down to 2 Broodscales in deck. Shot Godless Shrine to 14. Okay, Blade down. Attack for 2. We can Deluge if we need. Double Deluge. Otherwise we can just K command. Go digging for another... I guess we now need Blade and Broodscale, admittedly. I don't want to play around a Consign, so I think I might command now, to be honest. Because, yeah, we actually need Black Source, don't we, for the Deluge? And done. Ancient Stirrings, Windswept Heath. I have not played a land for turn. So, bottom Stirrings, top Windswept. Play Windswept. I could Deluge now. But I don't feel like... I mean, I guess we have a second Deluge, right? If we go for 2, we mitigate 4. Windswept Teeth, Overentomb Shock. Deluge for 2. We'll pass. And pass. We have another Deluge if needed. You also have the Wastscape, though I don't have another colorless source, which is a bit rough. The Halfling will have to do next turn. But it does have to be mindful of the time. They are just about to be at 5 minutes on the clock. And it's very possible that this game might stretch out. Passing. Halfling. Any reason to play the Cavern of Souls right now? I don't think so, right? Cavern of Souls would be more if I needed double colorless, and right now I don't. I'm just a bit afraid of them going for like White Orchid Ephem. That'd lock me out of colorless sources. Excuse me. I'm gonna pass at this point. 11, 12, 13. Felia. Yes. Pass. 11, 12, 13. So we do have the mana for Emrakul regardless. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Ketra. Ketra's fine. Felia, Flicker. Flicker, what? Ketra? Yep, that makes sense to me. We can Deluge for 4 and deal with Ketra. No blocks. I guess maybe it's worth blocking then. Maybe. Draw. Ancient Stirrings. They have a blue up. Makes me think that they might have a consign. Let's start off with Stirrings here. E-Temp. I'll play the Cavern of Souls, name Eldrazi. And I should have blocked the Felia, mitigated 2. Guess you can't attack or block right now. Oh yeah, look at that. Interesting. I didn't realize that until this exact moment, that Ketra's kind of locked out. Now, obviously, Ketra might not stay like that. In that case, go to combat. Attack with Halfling first. Might as well get a damage in, I suppose. Like I said, I should have mitigated the 2 damage. I should be at 13, down to 11 instead of down to 9. So that is very much on me. I guess I was thinking about the possibility of a Emrakul, to be fair. 4. Yeah, it should be at 9 right now. Yeah, this Wayscape Battle Mage. 5 in hand, back street. Okay. Paying cost for another Ketra. Draw. Broodscale. Cast Broodscale. Make sure it's uncounterable. And no reason to adapt right now. Again, Ketra cannot attack or block. Paying cost for Sheoldred's Edict. In response, adapt. And yes. Leaves me with a spawn. 3 in hand, paying cost. Overload the Baelmerk. They're holding on to that blue for dear life. What are they picking up the Overlord? I imagine Solitude. Returns Felia. Down to 9. So they really want to play Felia, basically. Hold. Overlord. And draw. Let's see if they care about Vexing Bauble. They do not. Alright, let's go for the full kick. So, kick Overlord, bounce Ketra. This means they won't be able to play the Felia at the very least. And I will get a body on board on top of which. Yep, there's the consign as expected. Counters the triggers. Yep. ETB, no attacks. We'll hold the Vexing Bauble, 1 in hand. We know that's the Felia. End step. Trigger. I'm gonna draw out the Vexing Bauble. Besage you. Okay. K command on top of which. That is looking promising. So you know that the last card in hand is Felia. You know that is a fact. So I'm thinking about eating the Ketramo, so I think it's better to eat the Felia actually. So in that case, I don't think I should attack. No, I need to block just in case. I'm gonna pass. I do want to hold up a green for the Beseiju. Felia ETBs, K command. Scry draw, exile, scry draw, then exile. Hold up green. And done. I think I bought them all here. Yeah. There's a Flesh Rake. Felia down. And we hold. You want to hold up this Beseiju on the off chance they have a Flicker Wisp, for example. Solitude. Solitude eats Wasescape. That resolves. Triggers Ketra. 2 in exile. Land for turn. And we'll just pass. Trigger. Draw. Flesh Raker number 1. Flesh Raker number 2. Always yield. Always yield. We have Beseiju for the Overlord still. March Flats fetch down to 5. And they're going to be running out of land soon here, so this Beseiju is going to be basically destroy Overlord. And they kept the card on top. Interesting. And I'll just block with a spawn. And then sack it. Lethal's on board. Filicarus target what? Target Solitude. Really? Not targeting the Overlord. Triggers Ketra. Down to 4. Draws a card. They do have to be careful here, because they could just end up dying. Prismatic Ending. Resolves. Down to 3. Solitude. Down to 2. And passing. Draw. Verdant Cat. The only thing we have left is the Underground Mort. I will pass. Plays a Plains. 2. Go to combat. Go to blocks. Blocks Solitude. Sack. I'll take the 3. Down to 8. End step. Trigger. Beseiju. Gala Shrine tapped. Verdant Catacomb fetch. Underground Mort. Trigger. Wooded Foothills the Grave. Pass. Draw. Shoot. At this point, we pass in full. No reason to show them that we drew into a land. We pass. That's 6 damage on board, down to 1. A Bowmaster kills me. We've only seen 2 consigns. I fear that they have another one in hand. Overlord of the Balemerk. Grab Solitude. Draw. Fleshraker will not cut it. Yep, they got it. I'll concede. Oof. Long drawn out match. We just could not get there, and then we were close. We were very close. I just could not get there. GG's. Alright, well, we'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. I will keep. I will pass. I guess we could just go... No, actually I want to... Ooh, hold on. There's Eldrazi. Sire. Okay. Talisman? Or Mind Stone? Chalice on 1. Brutal. Well, damn. Wooded Foothills, pass. Put a pause on end step. So I'm gonna guess Eldrazi Tron. No, Eldrazi Aggro. Okay. Linebreaker? No? Blue. Null Drifter Invoking. Okay. Fetch. Underground Mort. Trigger. Beseiju top. Overgrown Tomb. Shock. I mean, I think we just need to Beseiju the Chalice. Otherwise, like, most of my hand is bricked. We could Rumble and just try and push through Sephiroth, but I think we just Beseiju end step. That seems correct. Five mana. TKS? TKS. That resolves it. Can't take Beseiju, but they're gonna obviously know about it. Probably take the Sephiroth here. Everything else is pretty redundant. Takes Rumble. Go to end step. Beseiju Chalice. Don't exactly like it because it's also ramping them towards a 7 mana value spell. Draw. Verdant Cat. Well, let's start with Halfling 1. Halfling 2. Try and catch up a bit as far as Ramp's concerned. Verdant Cat, fetch. Down to 16. Forest. Ancient Stirrings. There's Broodscale. We just need Blade then. Alright, Broodscale. We'll pass. And pass. Unclaimed Territory, name Eldrazi, 7 mana. Cyrus 7 deaths would be rather unfortunate for me. The Null Drifter might arguably be worse, unironically. That's a line breaker though. Line breaker hastes itself, so that's 8 damage from 16 down to 8, it's looking like. Oh no, 16 down to 7. Because that's right, 2. No blocks. Down to 7. Draw. Give me... Yeah, if I can find the blade, I win. No. It'd be short. We Sephiroth, but then we can't blade and equip. Because we find the blade, we can cast, we can equip. But then there's no way to trigger it after. We can trigger Ballista, but then we don't have a colorless payoff is the problem. I mean, infinite is good regardless. Let's start with the Stirrings. No blade, but K commands. We can K command X equals 2, but doesn't stop the line breakers, the problem. Interesting. Did I play the land this turn? No. We could go E-Temp, play Ballista, or not play Ballista, play Broodscale. We could even adapt and play Sephiroth. The thing is, we need to block. Go E-Temp. E-Temp. Play Broodscale. Broodscale adapt. Just to make it a 3/3. Always yes, always yield. Cast Sephiroth. Always yield. Sack a halfling, draw a card. A second Ballista, save targets, always yield. So we'll gain 1 up to 8. We could actually gain another up to 9. Is that necessary? Maybe? Awkward. I will pass at that point. Do you have a K command? I guess the bigger problem could be that they're gonna haste the Sire 7 deaths and make it a 10/10. If they return Sire, I'm pretty sure I just lose. No, looks like a K command X equals 2 to get rid of Basking Broodscale. No, makes spawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives them Sire 7 deaths regardless. Shoot. Oh, they exile Broodscale. Oh, okay, so we're dead. Yeah, because they return Sire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cast Sire, haste it. Can't block. We's dead. Yeah, that Chalice off start was rough. Yep. Just want to make sure they see the line. Up to 9. Yeah, even if I had pumped it up to, or pumped us up to 10, it would not have mattered. Alright, Eyes will concede. Alright, well, let's see. We want Dismemberant for sure. Let's double check the sideboard guide for Eldrazi Aggro. Toxic Deluge also seems good here. Cut to Ballista, Flesh Rake, Vexing Bauble's doing nothing. Haywire Mite's doing nothing. Cut the Gemstone. We're down to 60. No reason to cut anything else then. So we can bring back in 1 Ballista. That seems right. Then on the draw we cut the Ballista, I imagine. Yeah. Alright, let's run it like that then. On the play for game 2. Just missing Broodscale, I'll keep then. I imagine they bring in Wayscape Battle Mage, which makes me a bit hesitant to play this Blade on 1. Thing is, we could go off on 3 if we find a Broodscale off Rumble, so I think we should. Yeah. I think it is correct. Alright. We can always Deluge. I mean, other than Sire 7 deaths, I'm pretty sure their biggest toughness is 4 for TKS. Yeah, that seems right. I mean, I guess TKS and Null Drift. Yeah, I go Landwar Waste, Blade, Forest, Rumble, try and find Broodscale. If we find Broodscale, we win. Granted, they have no interaction across 3 turns. They should be running Dismember at the very least. Wayscape Battle Mage. Some may have already been main, but bringing in extra copies in from the side. Yeah, that would be my thought at least. Opponent's thinking real hard here on this opening 7. Either that or they may have stepped away from the keyboard, so we'll be back once they've returned. Alright, and we're back for match. Oh. Okay. I guess my opponent was gone for long enough that we ended up winning the match, question mark? I didn't realize it was that long, to be honest. I was kind of paused, sat, waited, scrolled my phone, waiting for them to return, and I guess they never did. Alright, well, a win's a win. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Hand's a bit weird, but we can make it work. Halfling gets us the Flesh Rake on 2. This means we have to go Cavernous Souls naming Halfling instead of Eldrazi. E-Temp, obviously fantastic off the top, so that's 8 hits there alone. Broodscale would be okay too. We could go Saga, Blade, Cavernous Souls. That way we can then grab Springleaf on 3, and that would give us enough mana to equip and to adapt. Thundering Falls, tapped. Put it down to 5. Keeps a card on top. There's Landmore Waste. So in that case, thinking Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. We want to play a Blade. Yeah, we'll play a Blade. And pass. And pass. Debating whether or not I want to play Saga next turn, though. Because we're not going to be making constructs on 3. We'll be playing Flesh Raker instead, right? Steam Vents. Shock. 17. Pain cost 4. Oh no. This Ruby Storm. I'm in danger. In that case, thinking we will go Saga. Oh no, I made a mistake. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, I want to go to Landmore Waste, Malevolent Rumble, try and find the Broodscale. For some reason in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I have a green source because of Cavernous Souls. Nope, no, I do not. We'll pass at this point. I'm not sure it would even matter. I'm pretty sure we just lose on the spot here. Guess we'll find out. Since it is Storm, we do have Damping Sphere and aside Preordain. Ooh, interesting. This is not what I'm normally used to. So I wonder if this is VV. Top, bottom, draw. Ritual. Metamorphose. 2 in hand. 3, 4. Okay. 3 in hand. You have an Impulse Draw. So I'm going to see a Broodscale off of Rumble. I'm going to cry. Because I would have punted. Consider. Surveil, draw a card. 2 in hand. Keeps it on top. Plays a land. 2 in hand remaining. Fetch Scouting Tarn for Steam Vent Shock to 14. In hand. I mean, if they whiff on an Impulse Draw, they're in trouble. Valakut would dig them 2, so basically equivalent to... Ooh, Past in Flames. So then go Metamorphose. I guess blue for Preordain Consider. Ritual. Okay, Ritual, then Metamorphose blue. Ral. Then Metamorphose. Yeesh. So if they whiff on Ral, whiff on Metamorphose, consider Preordain, then we're solid. Lose the flip. If they win one flip here, we're definitely in trouble, though. I mean, I guess it depends on what they exile. Interesting. Red, blue. Why would you not go blue? Because now you have 1 chance, unless you drew into something you can cast off. I guess you could Past in Flames a second time. I suppose. Preordain. Lose the flip. Because you don't often need double red. Top, bottom, draw. Ren's Resolve. Trigger. loses the flip. There's a ritual. Trigger. Wins the flip. Then they have a Past in Flames in the yard, so yeah, I think I am just dead. Let's see what they exile. It starts at the prayer day. Ritual consider Metamorphos, gifts ungiven. Yeah, I'm thinking this is GG's. I definitely should have played the Rumble. That was a mistake on my part. Like I said, that was definitely just a, like, oh, I have a green source. Yes, but no. But I don't think it would have mattered, unfortunately. We would have had to survive this turn, but 'tis not looking promising, given that they'll just gifts ungiven me. And if gifts ungiven, basically they'll just force me to put Grape Shot or Wish into yard before they then Past into Flames, and that should be the game. Yeah. There's gifts ungiven. Yep. And I don't think it really matters what they show me here is the problem. I'm pretty sure I'm just did. I give him a Grape Shot, so I need to choose. I wish it told me what I'm choosing. Put the chosen cards in the graveyard or rest in the hand. So Grape Shot to yard, and I don't think it matters. Ritual to yard. Ritual, Past into Flames. Metamorphos. I mean, at this point, they're just flexing, right? If we had one more mana, we could have K-commanded it, but unfortunately, no dice. Room Medallion. I mean, if they just passed into Flames, they win. Yep. My guy. Just cast the Grape Shot. You have a storm count of 24. I'm at 20. It's okay to end the game. There we go. What are they worried about? Alright. Well, 'twas a bit unfortunate. I am curious to see if Broodscale was on top. It wouldn't have mattered, but I am curious. And dead. Moto's trying to catch up. Draw one. No, I don't think it's going to work. Unfortunate. Alright, like I said, technically, doesn't matter. Let's go to sideboard. And we want Damp Sphere. Dismember. Let's see, what else do I have here? Ruby Storm. Damp Sphere, Dismember, Thief. I mean, Thief hits Flipped Row plus Medallion, to be fair. Yeah. Though I wonder if Thief is better or not. Because once Row flips, it's very hard for us to get back into the game is the problem. 1, 2, 1. 1. Vexing Bobble's fine because it stops Row. And then cut a Rumble. Damp Sphere, Dismember, Thief. If I cut Sephiroth, we could bring in Wasescape. Cut 3. bring in Wasescape. Cut 2-1. Am I missing something here? 3 Damp Sphere, 3 Wasescape, 2 Dismember. Oh, he didn't bring in the Thief. Yeah, let's chop off the Thief. Or, no, I'm still missing something. Oh, yeah, without the Thief at 61. Okay, yes. That looks good. Ruby Storm. Alright, let's go to game 2, and let's see what we got in our opening hand. Traverse Bauble, Wasescape. I'll keep. I think we just go Underground Mort and pass. That seems reasonable. Underground Mort. Surveil, Broodscale top. Pass. Pass. So I'm thinking we go Saga. Saga Rumble? Maybe. Paying cost. Considers 5. As a Strike It Rich, I'd have been a bit more worried. Yeah, so I think Saga Rumble looking for Blade. Saga. Rumble. No Blade, but we can grab a backup Broodscale. It's a thought. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will grab the Broodscale. Actually, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4. Tempted to grab the Waste, actually. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Because Saga's land, enchantment, creature, sorcery. No, I guess it'll be 4, so we do have the Traverse. So I grab the Landwar Waste, the Broodscale. We're short on land, so I think I might grab the Waste, actually. And I'm not worried about them comboing off next turn. We'll pass. And hold in case it's relevant. Again, we're looking for Blade here, if at all possible. You can always traverse for a finisher. Ral. We can bounce Ral to hand with Wasescape. Actually, no, we can't. We don't have blue. So it might just be better for us to bobble. Draw. K-Command. Well, K-Command solves that issue. So in that case, I will... Forest. K-Command. Exile, Scry Draw. And done. So Ral down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bottom draw. Springleaf. We'll pass. And pass. Scouting turn, fetch. They could still go off here with a mana reducer plus ritual. It's the only problem. Ral. Wonder if maybe I should have went with the Vexing Bauble. But there's no guarantee that we're going to see the Ral versus a Ruby Medallion. It just would have cut off some lines, because now they need to cast 8 instants or sorceries. That's 1, 2. Wins the flip. Declines the flip Ral. 3, Impulse. Wins the flip. declines the flip. Double medallions, not what they wanted to see though. Do they have anything else in hand? Medallion 1. Ritual. Wins the flip. 6. Well, now I wish I had a thief. Damn. So maybe I should keep one thief in. Make a wayscape for a thief. It's a thought. Plus row. 1 in hand. What's the 1 in hand? Nothing. Draw. Trigger. Float. I mean, Haywire Mite can eat the medallion. We have the wayscape for that though. So grab Blade. Uvenwall. So we need a finisher. I can play the Broodscale, I can equip, I can even adapt. Can I get there? Hold on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5 mana. So hold the phone. 1, 2, equip, 3, traverse. The problem is we would only have 1 draw off of Bauble. 1, 2, equip 3, traverse for Ballista. The alternative is I get rid of the Ruby Medallion and call it a day. So, okay, let's start here. Landward Waste. I'm going to kick. Medallion down. Springleaf Drum. Vaccine Bauble. We'll pass. So we have access to 5 mana next turn. So that's Basking, Broodscale, Adapt, and to then equip. Yeah, it's 5. So I need a finisher. One in hand, Ruby Medallion, they plus Row. Bloodstained Mire, fetch. Surveil land? If they bring in an untapped land, that means they have a Past in Flames? Oh, shoot. Medallion? No, that's Past in Flames. Shit. And that's by and large the worst case scenario. I mean, they only have 1 impulse and consider, so it's not the end of the world, it just is vastly annoying. Impulse draw. I guess they actually can't consider. Why go full? There's Wish. There's Ritual. What could they wish for here? Ritual? Wish. I mean, empty the Warrens would be okay. Grape Shot doesn't do anything. Wish. Guess they could Past in Flames again. Ruby Medallion, Past in Flames would be 2. Even with 2, Ritual. I guess it depends on what they wished for. Stormscale's fine, actually. Okay, I need a finisher off top then, is what I need. Draw. Second blade. Oh boy. We have 5 mana. So I can Windswept Teeth. I can fetch. Forest. So confirming here for a second. I can Broodscale. I can equip. That is 3 mana. Leaving me with 1, 2. I can traverse. I can land. I can traverse for, let's say, Glaring Fleshrake. That leaves me with 1, 2. Only enough to then cast the Broodscale would give me 1. Because it'd be 4, 5, yeah. 1, 1, 2, 3. No, I wouldn't even have enough. So traverse is off the table. I can Broodscale. I can equip. I can adapt. But then I have no colored sources thereafter. I think we just have to go for it. I mean, there's not much in the way of choices. Adapt. Yeah, we had drawn into another land. Actually, I think I played a land, so I think it's a moot point. Always yes. Always yield. So what I'll need to do now is I need to draw off the bauble. Always yield. I think we just draw off the bauble then. Not it. Because we can at this point make infinite mana, we can make infinite tokens, make the wastscape infinite, but it doesn't matter. Because they'll just block it once. Go to combat. See if for some reason they don't. Damn. Attack you. Yep. Was there a way out that I wasn't seeing? I don't think so, right? Because I needed 1 more mana no matter how I shook it. Because if I traversed... Yeah, I mean, that's the game. I concede. Not much to say about that. Because they all have flying. Opponent wins the game. Was this game 1 or game 2? I'm pretty sure it was game 2. Ruby Storm, loss and loss. Access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Broodscale's 2 no matter what. The equip is number 3. So no matter what, out of the 5 mana, we have to use 3. Did I play a land that turn? I feel like I did. I did. Yeah. So no matter what, we have to use 3. We use 3 mana. Cool. Great. From there, we have 2 mana remaining. We can traverse. That leaves us with 1 mana. Which means there's no way for me to trigger Blade. Oh. Yeah. Unfortunately, I just don't think there was a good line. Yep, okay. Well, unfortunate, but it is what it is. With that said, we'll be back for match number 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. This one's interesting. Oh, hello again, Mr. Twin. I will keep. So we want Gemstone. The biggest thing here is I don't know if I want the half lane. Because I guess we could pitch Ballista. We want Saga on 2's the biggest, or Saga on 1's the biggest thing. So I think I do pitch the half lane because right now we're looking for the Broodscale. At this point I'll pass. Let's see what Mr. Twin's on today. Are they still on Ramp or are they on Broodscale? That's the question. Forest, Sprawl. Did a Sprawl for red. Yep, so still on E-Ramp. Start with Ancient Stirrings. Ancient Stirrings finds what? Finds a K command. I mean, we can do some interesting things with K command. We're also short on lands, though. I think we'll go K command, though. Any order, Urza Saga, trigger, and pass. The reason I'm thinking the K command is because what I can do is we're going to go Fleshraker on 3. That might be too slow, though. If they have Soul Land into Chrysalis into, let's say, Myco Spawn, it would have been a problem, but given that they go Ancient Stirrings, that's fine. So they have a slower hand. They could still get the 6 on 3, though, is the problem. They're at 5. They're 1 land off of kicked Myco. And this Ancient Stirring should get them there. So if they didn't have the Myco Spawn, they now do. Draw. Trigger. Verdant Cat. We'll hold that back. Overgrown Tomb, Shock. So the next problem here is that they will be able to kick a Myco Spawn, so they won't have a Blade. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna be down a land on top of which without a colorless source. That's actually kind of rough. I mean, we can make color sources with the Fleshraker and Ballista. There's the 6 we were worried about. So that's a Myco. We'll kick the Saga. Maybe I should have gone for the second Saga after all. Because now we're looking for Blade and for Broodscale. Okay, so that tells me they don't have a lot going for them in their hand. K return to Yard is actually frightening. Honestly, I think they may have wanted to put that on top. Ballista. Verdant Cat, fetch. So we can go ballista, ballista, ballista. K command X equals 2. X equals 3. Interesting. Done. Yield. Yield. Not exactly what I'm hoping for, but it might be necessary. Could hold back a ballista. That actually might not be wrong. Hold back a ballista at this point. K command X equals 3. No attacks. K returns in yard. I think we'll pass at that point. And then hold the K command. That way we still have a finisher in hand. That seems right. I mean, if they have a 7-mana value spell, they can sweep. If they have like Myco Spawn, that would be trouble too. But if they have nothing, then I kind of am okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 shy of Emrakul. Yeah, I really would have... Personally, I would have kept that K-Return on top. K-Return is absolutely brutal against Broodscale. Just holding that would be pretty much GG's for me. Especially as I'm so far back right now. K command X3 will deal them 4 damage down to 11. Something to think about. 4 in hand, Rumble. Rumble finds Devourer or Myco Spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Choose the Myco. Little kick Myco. Breeding Pool Shock. Tapped. Well, that's frightening. Why would you do that? Attack for 3, down to 14. End step. Makes me feel like they have a K command at the ready. Or K, either K command or K return. X equals 3. Done. Triggers. Traverse, but we're lacking Blade. We can use 2 of these. And Traverse guarantees me what I need. Stirrings digs deeper. So Rumble bottom, Traverse top, Ancient Stirrings top, draw. Triggers. I guess the one benefit of the Rumble is the fact that I would have been able to go 1 deeper. K return. So they did have the K return in hand. I can't do anything else there, so that resolves. Draw. There's Traverse. I will Stirrings. 6, 9, short of Emrakul. You still have the Myco Spawn in hand on top of which. I think I might have to Traverse now because they could always Bajuka Bug off the Myco Spawn. Yeah. But it heavily telegraphs our line. Does get a bit more interesting. So we have another Glaring Fleshraker, we have another K command that we can't cast, we have a Saga. The problem with the Saga is that the Mycospawn will be able to eat it. Problem with the Fleshraker is we can't cast it. We can just go Landward Wastes, but a land's still going to get hit. None of these options are good. Shoot. Go Saga. Saga trigger. And again, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to traverse now for Broodscale. I'm not going to Broodscale now because they have the K return. And again, there's only one unknown in hand. If we were to draw into the blade, we'll have 3 mana, let's say. We'll be able to equip, we'll be able to adapt. From there we have the Ballista. I mean, by that logic, I think I need to go for it. Yep, let's do it. We'll pass. So they have a 7 mana value spell to sweep. They have a 7 mana value spell, 7 mana value spell to sweep. But I think we have to in order to present even a bare chance at winning. 2, 4, 5, 6 for Mycospawn. They have 2 unknowns in hand. What are they thinking here? Yeah, so, like I said, 7 mana value spell sweeps. Mycospawn just eats a Saga. They could Chrysalis and Mycospawn. That's a consideration. 4. What's going on here? What we thinking, friend? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're short of Emrakul. Already have Ballistin Yard, so move point there. Excuse me. K command X2. Then from there they can kick the Mycospawn. Okay. Yep, they kick the Mycospawn, and from there they can Bojuka Bog me. Yep. And they'll kick the Saga, and then Bojuka Bog. Yep, that makes sense to me. Down to 11 draw. I mean, we played it right? We knew the lines they were going to take, but if they didn't have interaction, we were solid. We were off to the races for the win. Oh no, I guess we were going to be 1 short, right? Because we need to cast, we need to equip, we need 1 more land anyways. Damn. Maybe I should have waited a turn? Would that have made a difference? Probably not. And I guess I would have been able to... The only way it would have made a difference, right, is... I mean, they still would have held the K command up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would have made a difference. I mean, we played the Blade at this point. No reason not to. I mean, hell, if it gets eaten by the World Breaker, we're dead anyways. Yeah, because all we would have been able to do is actually Blade equipped and then Ballista 0, which wouldn't have been enough. Chrysalis. I'm gonna take 6 down to 5. Yes. Land tap. 0 in hand. Draw. Blade. Ballista for 1. Equip blade. I don't think this matters. We block Chrysalis. We die to Myco Spawn. We block Myco Spawn. We die to Chrysalis and Myco Spawn. Yeah. It's over 7. Oh no, this is just Emrakul. That had insult to injury, I think. Yep. That's a concession for me, friends. Alright. Eldrazi Ramp. Lost for game 1. Let's go to sideboard. So we want Wastegate Battle Mage. Thief of Existence. Let's check the sideboard guide. Slowguy Lantern in, Wastegate in, Thief in. Yep. Bobble out. Haywire Might can stick. 1, 2, 1, 1. So in that case, E ramp 2, 1, 0. And then I suppose on the draw, what I can do is I can cut a Malevolent Rumble. And so I didn't update fully the Ruby Storm version, did I? Ruby Storm. Wastegate Battle Mage in. Well, that doesn't work. I'll have to take a look at the sideboard guide for Ruby Storm later. Because that doesn't work the way I want it to. Damp Sphere in, Wastegate, Thief. Oh, that's right, I was taking Thief out. And I guess we take a Haywire Might out, but then we decided Thief might be worth it, so we substitute a Wastegate for a Thief. Yeah, okay. That's looking good. Yeah, always trying to update the guide. Okay, that looks decent. On the play for game 2. There's the blade, there's the payoff. We're missing Broodscale. Springleaf as well. Alright. I want to keep the Viseju, so we'll go half lane and pass. Next turn we can Stirring Springleaf. We'll pass. Start off with the Stirrings, I think. Breeding Pool Shock. Utopia Sprawl? No. Holding up Consign, potentially. Stirrings. E-Temp, second blade, K-Command. We'll go E-Temp. We could hold up K Command X1. Alternatively, I can play Boseiju. Or actually, I can play E-Temp, Springleaf, Halfling, Green Tap Halfling, and pass. So next turn we can K Command X equals 3, maybe bait out Consign. And they shouldn't have an untapped blue source. We could always Boseiju it in a pinch. Windswept Heath, passing, draw. I mean, Flesh Rake is probably good bait as well, admittedly. But I kind of want Flesh Rake to resolve. I will play Boseiju. I will pass hold up K Command. No attacks. Fetch Surveil Land. Yep, down to 17. End step. So they put an Emrakul to Yard. Should be one of their two, potentially even one. E-Temp. Holding up an E-Temp. Or holding up a K command, basically. Could also be holding up a K return, which would be a bit frightening, admittedly. Yeah, I don't like the thought of that, honestly. Their shields would be down, though, if that were to happen. X equals 4. Done. Do you have a Consign? There's Consign. Okay. That's what I was hoping to see. Draw. Okay. Hold up. So, Flesh Rake. You would need Dismember. Blade. Triggers. Triggers. Broodscale. Paying cost for Dismember. Boseiju, son of a... Yeah. We'll go Underground Mort. Second Broodscale. Second Broodscale is not what I need right now. But now I just fear getting hit by a K return. I'm gonna say Broodscale to Yard. We'll adapt. Is there any reason to adapt right now? I suppose not. Yeah, we'll just hold them. Yeah, that Boseiju came in clutch. To be fair, not many lists are running it. Some are, some aren't. Definitely came in clutch here. Another E-Temp. 2, 3, 4 Chrysalis. That still gives them a K command, X equals 2. Yep. Oh, I didn't want to... Alright, Rumble. Let's go colorless, green. Sephiroth. Okay. Triggers. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, I'll take the win. So win for game 2. Let's move on to game 3. So let's see. We've already cut 2 Ballista Flesh Rake on the Gemstone. I suppose we cut a Rumble then? Let me confirm that. For on the draw against E-Ramp. Yes, we cut a Rumble. Alright. Let's run it back. We have the Gemstone, we have the Broodscale, we have the Halfling Wayscape, and a Sephiroth. I'll keep Gemstone. What do we exile, though, is the question. I think the Halfling. We can always Windswept for a Black Source. We want the Wayscape to, let's say, exile Sprawl or Talisman. Well, the Halfling's good to sack to Sephiroth is the only thing. I'm gonna still sack or exile the Halfling, I think. We'll pass. It does mean we can do a Wayscape on one, but looks like, unfortunately, we're not so lucky. Stirrings, though, solid. Let's Stirrings. Looking for a Blade. No Blade, but we did find a K command. So we'll go K command then. See, I'm tempted the Windswept Teeth for Underground Mort, but a Temple into a Temple would be solid, so we're gonna go Temple and pass. And hold. Just in case we need to cycle. Passing. Interesting. Draw. Flesh Rake. Oh. Nice part about Sephiroth is that it doesn't die to K return. Flesh Rake could act as decent bait, but I think we hold up the K command then. Hold the K command and pass. They've clearly kept a slow hand, which means that they have to have interaction. Sanctum, 4, so they could have a K command X equals 2 as well. That looks to be the case. They don't have a K return at the very least. So I'm going to Windswept Teeth. I'm going to fetch Shock. Overgrown Tomb, Shock. K command X equals 2. And done. Bottom, I'm tempted to hold the Beseiju. Very tempted. We are missing a land drop right now. I also think we just want to go off. At the same time, the Beseiju would mean they couldn't K command us. Go for Beseiju, draw. Need to find a blade here though. E-temp. A bit late to the party. I'm thinking that I just Sephiroth, draw with the Sephiroth. So black. I guess we could go black, colorless, colorless. And then hold up. Yeah, let's do that. Then hold up green. Green colors for Beseiju. Save targets. Always yield. And definitely feel like they have a cake man in hand right now. Question is whether or not we besiege their temple on end step after they cast. I'll pass and hold up the ability to respond if Beseiju. No attacks. No K command. That's shocking. 2 Sprawl. We can Wayscape Battle Mage that. Fascinating. End step. I'll besiege you the temple now then. Oh shoot, I didn't need... didn't need to sacrifice the spawn. Didn't even think about that. Because we have a legend, right. Something to think about too much. Could have held that. That actually might be relevant. Second Broodscale. So I will start by kicking. Actually, no. We will start by flesh raking. Llanowar Waste. Flesh rake. Kick, Wayscape. Triggers. Sprawl down. Flesh rake trigger. And trigger. And green. Colorless. Attack with Sephiroth. Wayscape's done its job. We'll sack it. That should have been 2 spawns that we've sacked. Sack. Did I miss one? I guess I did. Shoot. But I felt like I had sacked 1, 2, 3... Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the spawn that I sacked earlier. Shoot. Alright, we'll pass. I thought I was going to be dealing 2 more damage than I was. Damn it. Okay. Imprint. No imprint. 4, 5. K command X equals 3? Potentially. Do you get rid of the Sephiroth? Yes. Yeah, so me sacking that spawn earlier with the Beseiju I think might cost me. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Down to 6. Broodscale. Triggers. 4. Green. Bone scoops. And we got there. GG's. Alright, yeah, so that's something that I definitely need to remember is Beseiju gets discounted by Sephiroth. Because if we had flipped the Sethra off the turn prior, we would have been guaranteed all the damage we needed. Close, close, close match. But we got there. So we'll be back for match number 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5. On the draw for game 1, I'll keep. We need a Broodscale. We'll pass. Ooh. So I need a Broodscale ASAP. In that case, Temple, Springleaf, pass. Pass. To Analyst, draw. Landmore Waste, Rumble. There's the Broodscale, so now we need the Blade. I can tap for Broodscale. Is that beneficial though? I mean, it's not like they have main deck interaction. Next turn we can K-command the Analyst. Broodscale, pass. And pass. It is more or less mana neutral for what it's worth. Next turn we have a K command, X equals 3. Huh. Gruul Turf, that gives them 4 mana. Picks up the Boseiju, because they're afraid of the Blade. No. What is this? An Aftermath Analyst wouldn't make sense here. Oh, would it though? If double Lotus Field, maybe. Spelunking. Okay, so you can drop the Lotus Field. 4. Sack. Yep. Shoot. That's 3, 7. 3, 5, 7, yep. Sack. Yep. Do you have the Titan to act as a bridge? So yeah, like I said, they're gonna need to find a way to bridge over to Titan, but I don't think they can haste it this turn is the problem because of the Handweir. Because I'll have to sack 2, pick up 2. So yeah, I don't think they can haste. Oh, but what they can do is Echoing Depths if they sack it. Yeah, they can Echoing Depths and then just a generic red, which they already have from the Gruul Turf. Yep. Titan. Hold red. Handweir Battlements. But then what? They also have Boseiju in hand. Explore. Down to 5. Crumbling Vestige up to 7. Why explore there? Summoner's Pact. Cultivator Colossus. Boseiju. Saga. Simic. And is that it? Nope, Gruul Turf. Echoing Depths for Hainweir. Uh-huh. Lotus Field. So we're looking for Shifting Woodland. Okay, looks like that's it though. I say that's it. Pick up a Seiju. Yep. Pick up Crumbling Vestige. Sacrifice 2 bounce lands, or 1 bounce land, 1 Lotus Field to hold up the Gruul Turf. And then haste the Cultivator Colossus. That Beseiju in hand is a problem. Amulet. Crazer. Jesus. 4. Crumbling Vestige puts that up to 7. Okay. What in the fresh hell? Oh, don't tell me you have a scape shift. Yep. So that should be the game now. Because you go... Yeah, I already have the 2 Lotus Fields, so you just need to go Bounce Land T-West. Yeah, Bounce Land T-West. Why not sack the Saga? I mean, Bounce Land T-West, Shifting Woodland, 2 Amulets, 2 Lotus Field. I mean, you got it. I'm just going to concede at this point. I'll just concede. Brutal. So, Amulet Titan, lost for game 1. Yeah, I wonder if I should have played the Saga on 1. I don't think it would have mattered, unfortunately. So we want Wasescape in. We want Dampening Sphere in. We want Thief in. We can cut 2 Ballista, cut 1 Fleshrake, cut 1 Rumble, 1 Gemstone. Probably want the Haywire Mite. We could keep the Bauble, but it only hits Pact. And then cut 1 Sephiroth. Let's look at Amulet Titan. 2, 1, 1, 1 Bauble. For 3, 3, 1. Yes, this looks good. Okay. And I want the Thief in still, so cut another Sephiroth up to 2. And let's run it back. 2, 5, 6, 10. Yeah, we still have 10 finishers between the Sephiroth, the Fleshrake, and everything. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do. On the play for game 2. I will keep... We need a green source, though. Desperately. Saga trigger. Might. Pass. And pass. Forest. Draw. K command. E-temp. Pass. Attack with might. Being K command, X equals 1, scry draw ramp looking for a green source. I mean, ideally even a fetch, that way we can go for Sephiroth as well. If needed, we can always go, instead of Saga for Blade, Saga for Springleaf. It's not necessarily a horrible idea. They clearly have a slow start. Possibly because they don't want to play an Amulet directly into the face of this Might. Yeah, Springleaf might be correct. Crumbling Vestige trigger. Green. Green. Explore. Bounce land? Or hold? Forest. Go to end step. K command X equals 1. And done. Clearing Flesh Rake is nice, but at the same time, maybe not what we need right now. Because we have a finisher in hand, though it is arguably hard to get to that point. And Flesh Rake can make spawns, admittedly. Flesh Rake top, draw. Trigger. There's the Overgrown Tomb, so we no longer need Springleaf. Blade of the Bloodchief. Overgrown Tomb. Shock. Broodscale. Float. Green. Equip. Sack. Trigger. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. Sack. Trigger. Flesh Rake. And that should be the game. Always yield. So at 4, at 9 we can then play Emrakul. Okay, solid. We got the win there. Also maybe cutting more Sephiroth would be good. I mean, we cut another Sephiroth here. I mean, I guess I could cut the last Sephiroth and bring back in, I guess, either Rumble or a Ballista. That might be correct. So cut the third Sephiroth. Cut the second Sephiroth. Keep the Rumble in. Keep the Rumble in. Do we want to keep Rumble? Because that's 3, 8. I would like 9. So maybe instead of keeping the Rumble, we keep the second Ballista. Maybe. That might be correct. So keep the Rumble out, keep Rumble out, and drop Ballista the 1. Yeah, let's do that. Sephiroth doesn't really shine too much here, I don't think. Alrighty. And I don't think I want to make any other changes. We'll run it back like this. Yeah, we keep. We're looking for lands. I keep. I pass. I draw. In that case, I'm thinking Overgrown Tomb, Shock, Blade. Yeah, I think that's right. Shock. Blade. Pass. Because as long as I can equip it, we can trigger it off of Ballista. Land. Cost. Aftermath. That's frightening. Draw. Second Broodscale. Could have a second one. For a forest. We'll pass. Alright, comes down to this. If we make it a turn, then we should be able to win. Because we equip, we play, trigger, flush rake, win. They float. 6 in hand. 3 in yard. 3 mana in yard. They need 4 to start. Currently they have 2. So it'd be mana negative as it stands unless they have a Lotus Field. A Lotus Field would be a problem. Because Lotus Field would be 2, 5. 2, 5, 1 plus 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I think actually it might be 8 mana if they have the Lotus Field. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 8 mana if they have Lotus Field. So Lotus Field would probably spell Doom for me. Basagi would also be pretty bad. They run 3 of those. They can hit Blade. You can always Stirrings for it, but won't be fast enough. Unless we draw into a land. Yeah, land would work. So if you find land, if they hit... I guess if they hit Basagi Blade, then we're going to have the land no matter what. Yeah, that's true. We can grab Underground Mort. Be able to surveil, try and dig deeper for the blade. Okay. And if they do it on our turn, we still get a land back. I think we'd still need a land on top then, though. Crumbling Vestige. Okay, not Lotus Field. That will get them to 4. Scape Shift. Shoot. Double Lotus Field. Yeah, they need to go double Lotus Field here, I think. Lotus Field T-West. Yeah, that might work as well. Yep, that's 4. Very reminiscent of Game 1. Aftermath Analyst. Shit. Comes down to what they have in hand. Because they still need to find a... They have the T-West for the bridge. That will be 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mana minus 3 is 7. They'll have 1 left over. They can hold up the red, which means they'll be able to go for Titan. Titan into Hanweir. So at the very least, they should be able to grab Basagi and or Otawara to stop me from comboing off next turn. Yes. Did they mess up? Did they not sack? Are they not tap before being forced to sack? Oh no. Oh no. Is that what happened here? They passed through the stack too quickly? I think so. If that's the case, I think they lose. Nope. Nope, they still have it. I was like, that would suck They're just figuring out how to tap here. Yeah. I think they wanted to actually pitch the Gruul Turf and put that into yard. Wait, they also wanted the Lotus Field into yard, right? Not crazy for thinking that? There's the T-West. Packed. 4, 5, 6, 7. Red remaining. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they should have tapped the Gruul Turf and the Lotus and then... Oh, I guess I see what they're going to do. Yeah, so they're going to Vesuva Mirror Pool. Okay. And then they'll on the next iteration, they'll Echoing Depths Mirror Pool. Well, no, I don't think they can do that. They should only have one Mirror Pool. 4, 6, 7. Tap the Saga, otherwise you want to have red. Yep. No. Titan. Why do that? Oh, because you only have one amulet. Well, I guess that'll only be 4 though then. Hainweir, Crumbling Vestige, red. Okay. 6, trigger. As at the very least, they'll be able to go for whatchamacallit? For Bounce Land Beseiju. They could go for Lotus Field Mirror Pool now. That would be 5. Yep, there's Lotus Field Mirror Pool now. So you can do that. Mirror Pool Titan. Yep. You could... I don't think you can do much else after that, though. Shifting Woodland. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you could go Shifting Woodland and Vesuva. Yeah, Shifting Woodland Vesuva should get you there. So they Shifting Woodland Vesuva, I think they have the win. Because you sack Lotus Field. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. But then they won't have enough to actually set it off. So never mind. Never mind. So I think the only thing they'd have option to now is Bounce Land Beseiju. Okay, the Shifting Woodland would be exact 4. So I think the best option here is the Beseiju. We'll take the 6 down to 11. Whoa, what? Shifting Woodland. No blocks down to 11. You have a Beseiju in hand. They must have a Beseiju in hand then. Draw. Equip. Walking Ballista for 0. There's a Beseiju. Oh, I'm dumb as bricks. If I would have played the Gemstone, I would have had enough to adapt. Yes. Forest. Shit. Ancient Stirrings. Blade. Blade equip. might have a shot here. Pass. Shit. Pact. If they mess up here, we can win. Active player, non-active player. Triggers. Always yield. Always yes. Always yield. Sack. Sack. I have a, so I'm just gonna say I have K command. Sack. What we can do is empty their yard and then set up our entire deck for another K command immediately after. So we want to go for 48. Or sorry, 50. Yeah, for some reason I was like, well, if they had the Seiju, then I can't really do much. But no, if I had just played the Gemstone, he would have been fine. That was just dumb of me. To be fair, they really should have Seiju'd on the equip and not on the trigger. I guess that's why I didn't really think of it as an issue, because like, well, why would they even bother letting it equip, right? So we'll scry draw, exile their yard, and we'll set up to where we can just get rid of Titan and Titan with multiple K commands. Because we'll set up multiple, yeah, we'll set up the K commands on top, basically. The thing is, with Pact on the stack, they shouldn't even be able to pay. We're just going to, like, basically just lock them out of the game. We should just win. Yeah, I really should have played the Gemstone, because, like, then at least I would have been able to go off last turn. I just was not thinking that the blade was even going to equip, so that's truly on me. So, K command. Scry, draw, exile cards in yard. Scry, draw, exile your entire yard right now. That should be everything. Done. We go through our entire deck. I will then be able to grab another K command, and then I'll be able to exile the Primeval Titan. I'll then draw another card, which will be another K command, to exile the other Primeval Titan. I'll then draw another card, which will be another K command, and hold it. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure you die to the pack trigger. All lands will go to bottom. And done. Had they not played so aggressively, this wouldn't have worked. Okay. Well, I'm glad it worked out, but it really shouldn't have. Again, they should have just besieged you when I attempted to equip in the first place, rather than going for the trigger. Though I guess, to be fair, had that happened, right, I would have been able to... So I played the land. Or I equipped it. Oh, so let me think here for a second. They had besieged you on the equip, which I think is what they should have done. Then it would have left me a 4. Or I guess left me a 3. I then would have been able to cast the Stirrings, cast the Blade, equip the Blade, play the Ballista. So I guess they were dead regardless. Yeah, I guess by that logic, even if they had besieged the Blade on equip, I still should have played the Gemstone on the off chance that they were going to besiege the Blade on the trigger, I guess. Yeah? Yeah. Regardless, I made a mistake, and we were able to at least recoup thereafter. Not the cleanest way to win, but we got there, so I'll take it. Alright, well, with that being said, that there will be the end of today's video. We will have ended with a 3-2 record at the end of 5. Seem to be pretty good at getting those. Overall, I mean, the deck is performing well, despite me sometimes fumbling. So, I mean, it's going to take me a little bit more time to really master the deck, I think. Because there are a lot of decision points and a lot of interesting lines that might not always appear obvious. But the more practice I get, the happier I'll be. I bought the deck in paper just yesterday. I mean, it really is going to come down to, I think, Golgari Broodscale or Eldrazi Ramp. Probably Teamer. It does the, yes, Teamer does the question of Karn or no Karn, right? Either ways, I'm excited. We have, I think, I don't know, 100 days or so before RC Vegas, so I have plenty of time to get testing done. We have 2 sets that release between now and then. I'll probably start mixing it up a bit, maybe do like half Broodscale, half E-Ramp, just so we can start getting some E-Ramp data as well. Might just do alternating days, and then on challenge days kind of figure it out. I am gone for a few days next week, so I might have to pre-record some stuff. But regardless, that there will be the end of today's video. As always, if you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback would be much appreciated. For as much as I hope that you all learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached the point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers. That way, we'll be able to start monetizing these videos, allowing me to start saving up towards a streaming PC so I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime, though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over my Patreon, where you get early access to my 2 videos and any updates I make to my deck guides. With that being said, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!